Hello, namaste. My name is Nadia, and today's practice we're going to be focusing on yoga for digestion. So, really healing the gut, getting that digestion really flowing, and if you're having any sort of issues, constipation, gas, anything like that, we're really going to be focusing on just really healing that gut. So, jump on your mat and let's get started. So, we're going to start off on our back. And what you want to do is you want to open up the feet so that they're about at the edges of the outer mat. And you want to bring the knees to fall, allowing the knees to touch at the center. You can just let the arms rest at the sides for a second. And then actually from here, we're going to place the right hand on the belly and the left hand on the heart. And then just take a few deep breaths here. Just noticing the small movement of the belly and the chest as you breathe. Feeling the hands rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. If you'd like, you can take this moment to set an intention for your practice. And then from here, you can go ahead and release the hands from the chest and the belly, opening up the knees, and then heel toe the feet back into the center. And then bring the feet so that they're about hip distance apart. From here, you're going to pick up the right leg and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Inhale the left knee in towards the chest, and then using your hands, interlace the fingers just behind the left hamstrings. Take a deep inhale, and as you inhale, bring that left knee in towards the chest, and then go ahead and flex the left foot. By flexing the left foot, you're bringing a little bit more pressure into that right leg as you draw it in closer towards the center of the body. And then really feel that nice stretch in the outer right hip. That's what you should be feeling. And then from here, inhale, extend that left foot up towards the sky, and then keeping that left foot flexed, and slowly begin to release the fingers from behind the left hamstring. And then placing the hands just underneath the head. Again, here you can interlace the fingers behind the head, extending and opening up the elbows. And then slowly, as you inhale, begin to rise up, bringing the chest in towards the knees. Hold. And exhale, release, coming back to the ground. Do this about 3 more times. Inhale, hold. Engaging that core, really lifting up. And exhale, release. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release. You can release the hands from the back of the head, placing the left foot back down on the ground. Inhale, lifting the hips off the ground. And as you exhale, keeping that right foot on top of the left thigh, slowly begin to draw the knees over to the right side. You can open up the arms to cactus arms, or you can bring the arms out to a T. And then go ahead and bring the gaze over to the opposite side. So if the knees are over on the right side, you can bring your gaze to the left. Feeling a nice little twist. And then inhale the knees back in towards the center, and then release. So let's do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, bringing that left ankle, crossing it over on top of the right thigh. And then go ahead and interlace the fingers behind the right hamstrings. And then keeping that right foot flexed, slowly begin to draw the right knee in towards the chest. Feeling the outer left hip really opening up. Continue to breathe. And then from here, so extend the right leg up to the ceiling, releasing the hands from behind the hamstring and placing the hands just underneath the head. And from here, we're going to inhale, rise up, hold, and exhale, release. Inhale to rise. Hold, gauging the core, and exhale, release. Inhale. Again, really using those core muscles here. Trying not to just use the back to lift yourself up, but really using your core. Exhale, release. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, hold. Should feel that burn. And exhale, releasing the hands, releasing the foot back down. And then again, keeping this left ankle crossed over the top of the left thigh. Inhale, lifting the hips up, and then slowly drawing the knees over to the left side. And you can open up the arms to cactus, or you can extend the arms to a T. And then bring your gaze over to the right. If the knees are facing the left side, bring the gaze to the right. And just feel that twist once again. Twists are really great in just massaging the abdominal muscles, those abdominal organs. Bring that digestion back into the body, awakening it back up again. And then from here, go ahead and lift the knees back in towards the center, releasing that left foot. And then go ahead and grab just right underneath. You can grab both wrists, crossing at the ankles. Bring the knees towards the chest. And then from here, slowly just begin to rock up. All right. You're coming back. All right. So from here, we're going to move into puppy pose. So slowly walk back, coming onto the center of the mat. Go ahead and open up the knees wide towards the edges of the mat. Bring the big toes to touch and extending the hands out towards the front of the mat. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, place the forehead onto your mat. Really try and pull the mat towards you. Really opening up and stretching the lats, the sides of the body. And then from here, you're going to slide the hands just a little bit closer towards the body. Inhale, lifting the right hand up towards the sky. Bring your gaze towards the thumb. And as you exhale, start to weave that right arm just underneath the left arm. And then as you do that, begin to extend the left arm out. And then bring your gaze over to the right, to the left side. Really stretching that right shoulder. And as you're doing this, again, you're really compressing those abdominal organs once again, moving into this child pose. And then from here, inhale, begin to rise back up. And exhale, bring the hand back to the mat. Do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, begin to open up. Bring the left arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, weaving that left arm through and underneath the right arm. And then extending that right arm out. Breathing here. And when you're ready, slowly walking that right hand back in towards the body. Inhale, lifting that left arm up. And exhale, placing the hand back down onto the mat. And then start to lift up, coming into tabletop. From here, you're going to walk the hands just slightly, one handprint in front of you, and then begin to tuck the toes and lift all the way up, coming into our first downward facing dog. Your downward facing dog, checking your alignment, so making sure that the hands are just about shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance apart. And then really try and draw the heels in towards the floor, if you can. Really feeling a nice stretch in the calves. From here, you're going to slowly begin to shift your weight onto the left foot. Inhale, lifting that right leg up. And as you exhale, start to draw the right knee in towards the chest, placing the right foot to meet in between the hands. Exhale, slowly lowering that left knee onto the ground, untucking the toes. From here, you want to slowly begin to lift up. Then you can place the hands on the top of the right thigh. And then try and really draw that right knee towards the front of the room. And then we're going to bring our hands into prayer. And then start to bring the left elbow over and onto the outer right knee. From here, you're going to try and bring the thumbs to meet at the heart, and we're going to move into a nice little twist. So really opening up the chest, rolling it so that the chest is facing towards the sky, bringing your gaze just over the right shoulder. You can stay here in this twist. If you'd like to make it a little bit more challenging, you can tuck the back toes. If you'd like, you can look in front of you to try and gain that balance again. And then from here, you're going to slowly begin to lift up, lifting that left knee up. And then try and bring that gaze back over again, looking over the right shoulder. Take one last deep inhale. And exhale, releasing that left knee. Bring the hands back towards the mat. And then when you're ready, inhale, lifting that left knee back up. Bring that right leg back towards the sky, and exhale, coming back to downward facing dog. From here, you're going to slowly begin to shift the weight over to the right. You're going to inhale, lifting that left leg all the way up to the sky, and exhale, begin to draw that left knee back in towards the chest, placing it between the hands. Untucking the toes, coming onto the fingertips, and then slowly coming back up again. Really try and square the hips. Breathing. If you like, you can kind of move back and forth, just really opening up the hips. And then from here, you can bring the hands back into prayer mudra. We're going to do the same thing. So taking the right elbow over to the left, to the outer left knee. And then again, try and bring the thumbs to meet at the center of the chest. You can stay here. Rolling the chest up, looking over the left shoulder, really feeling this twist. Again, if you'd like to take it to the next level, making it a little bit more challenging, you could bring your gaze up, back towards the front of the mat to try and gain your balance. And then when you're ready, slowly begin to lift the right knee back up, and then slowly bring your gaze back over the left shoulder. Stay here, really pushing the feet into the mat, not allowing yourself to sink in, just actively engaging those muscles. Take a deep breath in here, and as you exhale, go ahead and lower that right knee back towards the mat, bring the hands, and then releasing that left foot up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And exhale, coming back to downward facing dog. From here, let's go ahead and walk the hands just about a hand print towards the body. And then you're going to open up the feet, bring the feet wide at the edges of the mat. We're going to do a nice little twisted downward dog. So Start to bring your weight over to the left. Inhale, bringing the right hand. We're going to twist, grabbing onto the outer left ankle. Grabbing onto the outer left ankle. And then bring your gaze just underneath the left armpit. And then release. Shifting the weight over to the right side. Bringing that left hand, grabbing onto the outer right ankle. And then twisting, bringing your gaze just underneath the right armpit. And release. From here, walk the feet back into downward facing dog. And then slowly begin to shift the weight, coming into plank. Coming onto the tips of the toes, we're going to slowly lower down for a chaturanga. So bringing the gaze just slightly above towards the front of the mat. And then exhale, drawing the elbows in and lowering yourself down. All right, from here, you can slowly come up. We're going to come into Sphinx Pose. So bringing the forearms onto the mat. You can measure this out. So what you can do here is you can grab onto opposite elbows to measure out the distance, and then you're going to open up the arms. From here, you want to firmly press the forearms into the ground beneath you. And then instead of tucking, you see how I'm really allowing my shoulders to fall in towards my ears. Really try and push the forearms, allowing so that the shoulders aren't tugging at the ears. And then releasing the glutes and allowing the heels of the feet to fall towards the sides. And then try and engage the muscles, the quadriceps. And then from here, we can do a nice little adding on a little bit more pressure into our abdominal organs. And what I have here is just a blanket. So I'm going to get up for this one. So basically what we can do is you can adjust the height of this blanket. But if you have a blanket at home, that's great. You can grab one. And what I want you to do is, as you're in Sphinx Pose, you're going to place the blanket just exactly where the belly button lies. So this is really just adding some nice compression in toward the abdominals, really kicking in that digestive fire. Continue to breathe. And then bringing your gaze just slightly in front of you. And stay here for 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, you can just slowly place the blanket over to the side. And then from here, we're going to lower down. Bring the hands in towards the chest. We're going to just flip over. So we're coming onto our backs now. And from here, we're going to move into bridge pose. So go ahead and bring the feet so that they're hip distance apart. And you can use your fingers to help measure your alignment with this posture. So what you want is you want to make sure that the fingertips are just slightly brushing the backs of the heels. And once you're there, great. And then from here, what you want to do is you want to inhale, and as you inhale, slowly begin to lift the hips up. So you're going to really want to firmly push into the arms, the mat, to really support you, lifting those hips up. You can stay here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can interlace the fingers just underneath the sit bones. And then really draw the shoulders underneath the body. And then using those shoulders as a foundation, your arms as a foundation, continue to lift those hips up towards the sky. If the knees are falling out towards the sides, really try and make sure that you're really bringing those knees to meet hip distance apart, and then tucking the chin towards the chest. Continue to breathe here. And when you're ready, releasing the fingers from underneath, and then slowly lowering the hips down. Very nice. And then from here, you can extend the legs. And we're going to move into one of my favorite poses, which is half gas release pose. So this one's really nice. What we want to do is inhale, bringing the right knee in towards the chest. And you're just going to hold onto, you can interlace the fingers if you'd like. You're going to grab onto that right knee. You could keep both feet relaxed. You're going to draw the right knee towards the right side of the body. And while you're here, what you're doing is you're basically compressing the right colon, which is helping to stimulate the nerves to help aid in elimination and digestion. So if you're having any issues, specifically with any sort of constipation, this is a really nice one. So we're going to stay here for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, you're going to release the hands, bring the leg, extending it back out towards the mat. We're going to do the same thing. So inhale, bringing the left knee in towards the chest, interlacing the hands around the left knee, and then bring that right knee back in towards the chest. This time compressing this left colon. Continue breathing. And then when you're ready, releasing and extending that left leg back towards the mat. I'm going to do a nice little twist here. So if you like, you can open up the arms, extending them out to a T. And then inhale, bring the knees in towards the chest. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to draw the knees to the right. Again, feeling a nice little twist. And then looking over the left side. So lots of twist here. And in your last exhalation, inhale, bring the knees towards the center. And then exhale, slowly begin to drop them over to the left. Bring your gaze over to the right. And then when you're ready, inhale the knees back in towards the center. Go ahead and grab onto the shins, grabbing onto opposite elbows. And just stay here. If you feel the urge to release, if you know what I mean, feel free to do so. Just let your body just do whatever it needs to do at this moment. Take one last deep inhale in. And then exhale, just completely release, surrender the body, coming into Savasana. Go ahead and you can open up the legs. Just allow the feet to fall to the sides. Allow the shoulders to relax. If you're feeling any tension in the face, the space between the eyebrows, relax. Relax the cheeks, the mouth. Allow the tongue to melt in the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the backs of the hands. Relaxing the hips, the glutes, the hamstrings. Relax the knees. Relax the calves. Feel the heels of your feet sinking further into the mat. Relax the toes. If you like, you can take one last deep inhale in. And as you exhale, just release any other tension that you're holding on to. Just let it go. If you'd like a longer Shavasana, I invite you to pause this video and take the time that you need. But if you're ready, slowly begin to welcome movement back into your body. You can start with just brushing the fingertips with the thumbs. Maybe rolling the ankles around, rolling the wrists. Maybe looking over to the left and over to the right. And then slowly begin to extend the right arm out, coming into fetal position, placing the right cheek onto the upper arm and the left palm onto the ground. You can stay here. Maybe remembering that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. And then when you're ready, slowly begin to lift yourself up, floating back up gently. You can keep the eyes closed if you'd like. Let's meet in a seated position. You can bring the hands into Namaskara Mudra, prayer hands. Bring the thumbs to touch the heart center. Together, we'll take a deep inhale, and as we exhale, we'll chant Om once. Inhale. Take this moment to thank yourself for practicing today. Inhale, bring the thumbs to touch the third eye. Our intuition is where the third eye is. It's where we are connected. It's how we are connected to what is right for us and what is wrong for us. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Bow. Namaste.